Okay, so the advent calendar comes like this, which this box is great for storing it as well, so don't get rid of your box. As tempting as it would be to cut this up to mat the box, don't do it. Unless you want to leave it sitting out somewhere all year, in which case, knock yourself out. I want it to store it, so I'm not going to cut it up. So, in the bottom underneath the advent calendar, you're going to have your drawer pattern. So it gives you 12 little pieces that you could, lay on your paper like so and cut around, which if you're going to use this as a template, I suggest that's how you do it. I would suggest taking 2 pieces that are cut close to that size. I would cut, let me show you how I would do it. If I wasn't going to cheat and use my Cricut, which I will link that in the video description. I would cut, oops, I'm going to tear that apparently. I would cut it down like this. I would get 2 pieces. Let me find some scrap. I don't want to cut into my good paper. I would get 2 pieces similar in size, stack them together, and then cut it at once, like so. Then you're getting 2 of them cut at one time with 1 piece of your template. And you can move on from there. Somehow I've gotten this like weird. Okay, so like that, and then you'd have 2 of the 24 that you need. For the little notch, you could either fussy cut that out, or they suggest using a 1-inch circle punch, which I don't know that I would even try and do it with the template. In fact, the template, I probably went too low on that, honestly, so we're going to pretend I didn't do that. Do it like that, and that is literally flipping right into my t-shirt, or my shirt. That's so weird. Anyway, yeah, so that is a 1-inch notch there. Okay, so if you did it right, you're going to have it about like that. So you're going to have a fairly large border using their template. I did not want that large of a border when I did my Disney one for Doodlebug. So I did it a little bit differently. So what I did is I took these out and I measured the boxes. The boxes on the outside measure just a hair over 2 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's where I ended up with 2 1/4, which, as you can see, once it's on there, pretty much goes almost edge to edge. It's entirely up to you. I think I might have actually gone just a hair under 2 1/4 square. And then, crying out loud. Can you tell I've been away for a couple weeks? Like, my brain just does not want to. Okay, and that's with 3/4 inch punch. Not quite right, honestly. I feel like the 1 inch is too much. But, it's entirely up to you and entirely up to how you end up matting your little boxes. Okay, so I will share the link to my Cricut file if you want to cheat like I did and not have to sit and cut them all out by hand. It is entirely up to you. If you want to cut them all, whatever size you end up deciding you want to make these, and then doing the punch to notch them, that's fine. If you want to use the templates, of course, do that as well. The other thing is, this is bigger than 12 inches. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did my other one and made it look seamless. And it's a little bit fussy, and it's largely me just being, you know, overly fussy as well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. The pieces on the sides are really easy. The chimney you can actually pop off, mat underneath it, and then glue it right back on without any problem. So that's what we'll do with that as well. Let me get a couple things together and I will be right back. So I'm going to start with this front panel. So this is just under 6 inches. So about 5 15/16. God, I hate when I have to do that. We're going to say 6 inches because we can trim it down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, stand this up out of the way. Grab trimmer, and I literally just got this yesterday, and we're going to see if I like it or not. All right, so if you want to match it up like I'm going to match it up, you want something that's a very easy print to match up. So I am going to cut this to 6 inches. Okay. And then I need about, let me lay this down so I can show you exactly how I did this. And this is the whole reason I didn't do a tutorial with the Doodlebug one, is because I wanted to make sure it was going to work. Okay, so I need about 1.5 inches. We're going to go 1 3/4 of an inch on each side. So this is where it's going to get tricky. Oh, that's not a happy sound. All right, so got the paper. I need my low tack tape. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out, and it's okay if it's shorter on this end because it's just continuing on off the side, okay? So about right there, I can line this up exactly, and I am going to tape it on that side, and then I'm going to tape it again on this side, and then I'm going to put it back in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it at 2 inches, okay? And then I'm going to turn. Should have done that first, actually. Oh no, I can go this way. This will work. Okay, like so. Now, that's one side. Let's see if we got lucky and we can easily, other than that's wrong, isn't it? It is, because actually it's not wrong. We can just need to adjust it because it is a double stripe, not a single stripe. But actually, I think we can do it just like that. And I'm still going to tape it, even though it's not overlapping. I'm still going to tape it, because then when we go ahead and trace the shape of our roof, it's still going to be right where we need it to be. So on this side, I'm going to go like so. Make sure I'm lined up and tape it down. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my house. I'm going to turn this upside down. I'm going to grab my house. Yes, your drawers are going to try to fall out as soon as you do that. Okay. I'm going to line this up at the top here. Okay. I'm going to make sure I am all the way on. On the side and on that side. I can actually come that way just a hair. Okay. And I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to mark where that comes down and around. Okay. All right, so you can see pencil lines on there. Let me move a couple things because I didn't get set up completely right for this, but that's okay. And I'm getting a big trimmer because I can do slightly longer. Okay. All right, so this should be about even with where we want it ultimately to go. This is not long enough. That's right, this was the issue I was having, wasn't it? Okay. All right, so what I want to do, you see my pencil line here. I want to line that up. This is going to be tricky because, like I said, I literally just got this trimmer today. But it's kind of cool because I can see my pencil line, that is, there it is. I'm just going to come straight up and across and then repeat the other direction. Okay. And assuming I did this correctly, this will now sit exactly where we want it. So what I'm going to do, it's too long for this one, I'm going to bring the other one back in. I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to take, and you could do this a couple of ways. If you don't have the bigger trimmer, get a long ruler, like a nice long, like this one. This is my 18-inch Cricut ruler, and do it like with a knife, with an X-Acto knife. Okay. Okay. And it did all except that last little tiny bit. So, just gonna get my scissors. Cut that off. Okay. Let's see where we're at. So far, so good. We could probably, and it did do it just slightly crooked, which is what I was afraid of. That's okay. And like I said, this is all if, depending on how fussy you are about it matching, the pattern matching exactly across. Okay, so I need about 1/4 of an inch off of this end. I need about...
You got me?
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Just a tiny bit off this other end. Okay. And there we go. This is literally going to be the hardest part of the entire thing. And again, that's only if you're as fussy as I am, you want it matched up exactly. So this side where it matches exactly, I don't need to trim anything else off of. This side, what I'm going to do, maybe, duh, this is why I have... I'm going to pull that tape off of there, and I'm going to mark right along there. And then cut it just to the inside of that. Okay. And that will go there, and there we go. Go ahead and glue that down, and then we will work on the sides. Okay, so got the top done. The roof and the sides are fairly straightforward, but I am going to pop this off. Maybe. Okay, see that pops right off, and then you can paint it or do however you're going to cover it and put it back on. Excuse me. But that makes it easier to do our matting underneath it. So the top here is 9 by 2.5. The sides are 11.25 roughly. Let's see here, yeah, 11.25 by 2.5. So I am going to use, no, that's not it. This was the one I planned on using on this. So I'm going to cut my pieces to 2 3/8. Okay. to their length. So what did I have on the top? 9 inches? Yep. So I will do, whoops, 8 7/8 for 2 of those. And actually, that lined up really well. So did that one. So I think I'm going to flip them over and do that on the top. Okay, so 8 7/8. This is why my Tim Holtz rulers, that little metal piece pops out and they get chipped, is because it falls off my desk at least 5 times a day. Okay, and then what did I say on this? 11 1/4? Yes, so we'll go 11 1/8 on our longer pieces. So there we go there. Okay. And we can go ahead and glue those on. And again, very straightforward. I don't think you guys need to watch me glue these on, but I'm going to do that facing out with the Merry and Bright and Merry and Bright. And then on my sides, my little airmail strips that are on the other side. Which I'm looking at this and I almost want to take a little bit more off of this width. You know what? No, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. We're going to leave it. Okay. There we go there. And here. Okay. All right. And then this side. And this side. Okay. Now, the drawers. Like I said, I am going to cut these with the Cricut, but I will apparently drop glue right on the top of that. I will show you my file and I will link it below so that you guys have that to use if you want to. Then I need to figure out what I'm going to put on this little chimney before I stick it back on, and I will be back. Okay, so this is the cut file for the box matting. So these are, oh my gosh, 2 3/16 by 2 3/16, because it's me and of course they are. So like I said, it's entirely up to you how you want to do those. I am going to cut these with the Cricut, and I'm going to cut them in a couple of different colors. I was thinking I was going to do that one, but I think it's going to cut it up too much. Unless I do it so that it all kind of goes like down those middle ones and then do something else on the side. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, because my other option was going to be that green and then the snowflakes, but I don't think the snowflakes are going to come out exactly like I want them. So I think I'm going to do most of them with this one and then this one and go from there. Okay. So there is my center pattern. And then bring in that green. Do our green pieces all down the outside. And the nice thing about this is, until I actually put numbers on things, and even after I put numbers on things, if I decide I want to move them around, I absolutely can do that because the boxes are all the same size. They fit in the same place everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. I might ink the edges, maybe? Nah, why break with my streak now? So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, and then we are going to work on decorating all of our drawers. Okay, so once everything is glued down, then really, I mean, this part's kind of up to you as far as decorating and whatnot. For this one, just because I like how this came out, I'm going to focus, I think, mostly up here. I need to find my numbers. I know I have number stickers somewhere. I might actually just use some Doodlebug ones because I know I've got tons of those. And then I've got the Simple Vintage Dear Santa bits and pieces. So I'm just going to kind of go through here and see what smaller ones I have to maybe kind of fill in on these side pieces. I've also got the foam stickers and the cardstock sticker sheet, so I can pull some things from there. So I mean, I've got different little words and little pieces and parts. As far as the other elements with this collection, the layered chipboard, most of those are kind of on the big side. I think I could use maybe those two, but they're not quite going to work like I would like. I desperately wanted to use one of the chipboard frames at the top, and really they were a little bit bigger than I would have liked. I might be able to make that one work, but it's going to stand up behind, but that's okay. I have to think about that. The ephemera pieces, again, these were all kind of on the big side, so these aren't exactly going to work like I wanted. And then the layered bits, again, are a little bit bigger than what I need. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with the bits and pieces and some foam stickers for the drawers themselves and work on what I'm going to put up here. that's it. That's literally how easy this is. You can get as fancy or as simple as you want to with it. The matting for the drawers, even if you cut it by hand, it's super easy. Just 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Punch your little notch in there with your 1-inch hole punch. If you've got a 7/8 inch hole punch, I think that would be perfect. The 1-inch I thought was a little bit bigger than I would have liked, which is why I did my Cricut file, which will be linked in the description of the video. And yeah, that's about it. As always, thank you for watching. And come back soon when I'll have another fun project for you. Bye.